What's up YouTube, I'm just another guy and welcome to a new series here on my channel, and it's from Parks to Premier League. It's a series where we take a team from the Skrill North or South and get them to the Premier League with the ideal goal to win the Champions League one day. So that's what we're going to do, and we started at Ebbsfleet. We're currently halfway through the first season, so we've got quite a little bit to go through. But I'm going to introduce you to Ebbsfleet themselves. So part of the reason I chose Ebbsfleet was because of their good team. This series is going to be quite a long drawn thing. We have to get, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 promotions, is it? We have to get 5 promotions or something like that to get to the Premier League. And even then the chance, to go on and then win the Premier League or qualify for the Champions League, I should say. And then to win the Champions League, it's going to be quite a long process. So I don't want to be, stuck in these leagues for too long. So because of that, and taking that into account, I wanted to be a top team. So Ebbsfleet with the team I ended up eventually choosing. I have been Ebbsfleet before in this game, didn't have much success. I think I got sacked in the first season, so I didn't really know too much to expect because I didn't really have great success here, but I still knew the players pretty well and I still knew the sort of positions I wanted to play with. This is done with the 4-point-something update from January when I originally last played these guys. It was the default original one when the game came out, so there were a few new players and a few things that have changed, so I still went in it with some unknown. That's partly the reason I chose Ebbsfleet. Another reason is they've got quite a unique history. I believe they're one of the first top teams, or teams in the top, 6 or 7 divisions in England, tiers in England, to be a fan-owned club. And when we say fan-owned, we don't mean, the fans, own the club and they pump money into the managers. I mean, they were quite literally, the fans could choose who could play. This too happened, I believe, it ended last season because we now have a different owner. I think it's from Kuwait. I looked it up because I wanted to make sure I didn't want to chat rubbish. But Ebbsfleet were a fan-owned club for, I think, 4 or 5 seasons. So I think it happened either this year or something like that. And, they got relegated, promoted, and then stayed in the division and got relegated. And I think that's when they sold the club on. But it was quite a unique idea and something I don't think had ever happened in English football. Like, the fans had owned the clubs, or at least I hadn't seen it happen in English football. So it's quite a unique thing to happen to them. They're quite a unique club. They were originally as well two separate clubs, a bit like Hayes and Yeading and things like that. But they merged to become one club. I guess it was just, because maybe the 2 clubs weren't producing enough fans for each other, merge it together. You've got 2 fans groups coming together. That helps a more sustainable team to be around. But anyway, this is Ebbsfleet. We're going to have a little bit maybe of background information. I think we'll go into that. Predicted first, so as I say, I started with an easy team, but the idea of the challenge, it will be more challenging as we start going up these divisions, and maybe financial restrictions will come into place. Because I did this last year. Money becomes harder to come by as sort of your fan base doesn't grow as your team grows and things like that. But facility-wise, not got the worst facilities. Definitely got some decent ones. So below average training, adequate youth. Youth set up category 3, so from what I know, I think 4 is the worst maybe, or 4 is the worst I can remember. So not the worst youth set up. Definitely some, definitely better than what we have in this division. That's because I believe they are a Skrill Premier team at heart. We've got basic junior coaching and youth recruitment is fairly basic, average corporate facilities as well. 4,098 capacity stadium, so definitely at one point that will be improved. I don't know when that will happen, but it will happen at one point. We will have to build a new stadium just to sort of meet standards as well when we enter the Football League and things like that. So hopefully they won't do it too soon, and hopefully when we do build a new stadium, because like I say, it will inevitably happen, it will be a stadium that either has room to grow or is already a pretty big stadium. Because I imagine because once you build a new stadium, I think it's 25 years until you can build another one, and really you don't want them to build a new stadium and it to be quite small for maybe even Premier League standard, because you're going to be stuck with it for a long time. So that's something to take into account. Hopefully that won't happen too soon. But we'll go into transfers now. We'll actually enter, because I said I've been here for 6 months pretty much, so quite a bit of transfer news has happened. So the first guy I want to sort of explain how I got him, because he's a regen, and regens are quite rare in the start of the game. But when you start a game up, you can tick a box that says add players to playable teams or something like that. It's like an option like that at the bottom once you've selected your countries and the leagues you want to open. And I normally don't tick that, but I decided because I'm going to be in a low league and it wouldn't be such a bad thing to have a few regen players in just to add a bit of depth, I decided, yeah, fine, I'll do that. So I ticked it, and then I didn't get any good players. So pretty much all of them were released a day later, because that's what happens when you add them. But then I looked at the transfers and I realised Richard Levitt was there on a free transfer. And this guy is going to be incredible. He, as you see so far at the bottom, 20 games, 5 goals scored, 7.15 average match rating. He's a centre attacking mid, but can play out left and also can play in a centre mid position, so he's got quite good versatility about him. But he's 16 years of age with a report that is godlike for this level. A good League 2 player already, with the potential to be a good Premier League left winger. Those are incredible. Okay, the level of judging player ability at this level of the game isn't good. So I don't know how much you can trust Steve Grit right there, but still to have people say that report, and even my scouts were saying that, and even all these people are saying he's going to be a good Premier League player for the future. So really excited to see how Levitt does. Like I say, he's done well so far this season, so really happy to have found this player. And he was originally at Bromley, so he wasn't my player, but for some reason Bromley let him go or didn't tie him down to a deal, so we picked him up, and incredible this season so far. Next guy is Rafael Akinsanya, 17 years of age. Sort of same principle again, got the potential in him. Not as high potential, but still got some decent potential in him. He's currently not a very good player, but as you see, he's not on a contract. So to me, when I'm on these lower levels, the first team, or the first 18, including maybe sort of a few backup players, are the people I want to put on wages. The rest of them, who probably won't feature as much, I try and get them on non-contract deals, so that way the limited wage bill I have is being spent on players that will actually play. And so that's what happened with this guy. But 17, and like I say, decent potential, League 1 potential. Not best right now, which makes me doubt whether he'll even get to that League 1 potential, but still not a bad sort of backup rotation offer to have. 5 games, not played particularly well. Like I say, he's not really someone I'll feature too much. Next guy, Tom Williams, 33 years of age, former Cyprus international. I don't think he plays for them currently, but he's had spells in the Football League, as he played a long time in the Football League. Was played for Kettering a few years back and Notts County, but he's come down to our level, and good left back, really good left back. Going forward, he offers a lot. As you see, he can play all along that left back role, but not only that, he's got good, technical stats as a fullback going forward. Even as a wing back, he's probably maybe a little bit more suited there. Lacks the physicals due to his age, but still for the performances we're getting out of him, 6.88 average match rating. Overall, pretty good signing. I was happy to get him as well because we lack quality on that left back role. Next guy, Chris Child, 17 years of age, again a youngster with the potential. This guy got, this time though, a little bit better recurrent ability than the other guy. Not Levitt, the other one, I can't remember his name. But yeah, again, not bad. Leading League 1 potential. So when he does play in that centre mid role, because we don't play defensive mids, he'll put in good performances. He has so far. As you see, he's played a few games, not the worst ratings, but not the best. But still, decent work rate, determination. So hopefully, with them stats going for him, he'll develop into a good player, and it'll be interesting to see how he does in the next few years. Next guy, Andy Manigan, 27 years of age. Not the best player, but he was brought in to sort of compete with the 2 strikers we originally had. I do like to have 3 strikers, 3 options. All 3 of them as well can play different roles, which is quite good, which means I do have 3 different options depending on games or how things are going and stuff like that. But sadly, this guy picked up a long-term injury. He's still got 3 months to go, and he's already been out for a month, though. I think that's his Ebbsfleet career really messed up, because the torn calf muscle would definitely have a big hit on his stats. But overall, not a bad player. 18 determination, which is really good to see. Finishing composure right for the level. Same with pace and acceleration. So overall, not a bad player. It's just a shame he picked up an injury when he did, because as you see, his goals to appearance record is very good. 8 goals in 16 games. So real shame to see him get injured. Next guy, James Shea. Maybe Arsenal fans might recognise him. I don't know. Of course, he didn't play for them, but Arsenal trainee, never broke into the team. 22 years of age. Got some decent potential on him, and that's why I brought him in. He's currently good enough for the league above, and so is Preston Edwards. So them two are competing for the starting role in the goalkeeping position. I sort of, currently right now, I'm playing Preston Edwards because he's playing well, but whenever Edwards has a bad game, Shea comes in. As you see, he's played 9 games, conceded 14. How many clean sheets? 1 clean sheet, so obviously not the best record, and as you can see, not played very well. So that's why Edwards is currently in the team right now as well, but still not a bad backup option to have. And someone, like I say, features a little bit. And the last guy we got was Stephen Purchase, backup right back, but I mainly got him for a staff role, just because, well, we didn't have many staff. He was decent, under 18s coach as well, got good mental, so yeah, I can't really complain too much there. Right back, hasn't played. I think he's played once. He started 1 game, didn't play well, so he'll rarely feature. But I'm happy to have a coach as well as a player option. Not bad. And I also want to go into staff because I do like to bring my own staff in, and I think it's good as we do this journey to sort of see how staff and things develop and change. So you see a lot of people left the manager, obviously, and I decided to release pretty much all the staff because none of them were up to the level I wanted, and we started bringing our own in. So we got Burkers? I can't even... What? Pictures? That's what I keep thinking anyway. Not bad coach. We'll have a look. I guess I won't really click on them for some reason. It sort of takes time for me when I click on players. But there's a scout. As you see, good judging players. Judging current ability. I can't move my mouse over it. But 14 ability judging players. Current ability, 14 potential. Good adaptability as well. So pretty decent chief scout. We've got Lampton coming in as our head of youth development. Not the greatest, but we'll do it for this level. We've got Patrick Anderson coming in as our other scout. This is good because he's Swedish, which means he has other knowledge of other countries, which will help, broaden the amount of players we have knowledge about already, which should hopefully help bring in some decent players from other countries apart from England. Under 18s assistant manager, not the best but not the worst either. And then Winston Borgard come in as our under 18s manager with that experience of playing international football, I believe. I believe he must have played. Yeah, 20 times for Holland as well. Played at good levels, really good levels of football. So I think that's a good under 18s manager. At least he's got experience at the high levels. But those are the staff changes as well. Let's go into the league table though, because of course we want to know how well we've been doing, and we're currently top of the table, first after 21 games, so exactly halfway through the season. 39 points, so only 1 point clear. And Whitehawk and Bromley both have games in hand. So by the end of when everyone's played 21 games, we could be down to third place. But still, very good start to the season. It's been exactly as I would expect, and as the board would expect as well. We've started strongly, and hopefully we'll continue the second half of the season as strongly as we've been. A few past positions. It took a little while to get to the top, but once we got up there, as you see, we've stayed around the top 2 for a long time now. So I don't really expect us to at least not get promotion this season. Ideally, we'd win the league. We wouldn't have to go through the troubles of the playoffs. But, if that does happen, I'm still confident enough that we can go up there. And quite a surprise package as well in this league is Concord Rangers. A team actually expected, I think they're predicted to finish 22nd? 20th. So they're expected to get relegated. They're up in 5th. Incredible season so far for them. Honest to God, surprise. I was like, wow. Because I read their name and go, oh, there should be an easy victory. But then they offer a challenge, and it's a bit surprising. I think now we're going to the tactics, and we'll have a look at that because I want to show what we've been playing. So we've been playing a 4-2-3-1, and it's worked out pretty well. As you see, not many instructions on, and mentality is controlled, and fluidity is rigid. I don't know, it's quite a weird thing to play control football and rigid, but it's working so far, so I'm not going to change it. I kept things pretty basic because I didn't want to overcomplicate things for this level, because really players at this level, you don't want to ask them to do too much because often it will affect how well they play. But overall, it's been working, like I say, so I'm going to stick with it. And of course, it will develop as we go on, and it will change and be adapted and things like that once we start moving up divisions and things like that. But for now, the 4-5-1 is the main formation we're going to play. As you see, I've got a few other backup ones there. The one I used for Ebbsfleet, the very basic one at the start of the save. But this is what we're going to be using for now. And let's go into the fixtures and have an actual proper look at how we did. So we started off the season incredibly. We didn't lose until the 29th of the 10th. So we ended up going 2 months without a defeat, pretty much. Almost 2 months without a defeat in all competitions. So it really was a great start. We couldn't have asked for much better, really. Starting off with a 1-1 draw against Hayes and Yedding, which wasn't the best start, but Hayes and Yedding are a decent team, so we weren't the worst defeat. End up going on, drawing to Dover and Eastbourne Borough as well. I'll just point out a few key fixtures here because I don't really want to go on too long. This first game against Eastbourne Borough, the first win, it was an incredible goal by Tom Williams. I think I'm going to show you this one because it was fluky as well as just a good way to get the win, because I felt we deserved wins in the first 2 games, just weren't getting the little bit of luck we needed. And then in this game, it was purely down to luck. In the 7th minute, here's Williams whipping the ball in and managing to find the back of the net as no one touches the ball. So very, very lucky first win. But after that, continued on. Maidenhead wins and draws and a few more wins, but as I say, nothing really standing out here. We won in the FA Cup second qualifying round. It's not a phase, we're not in the Champions League. Chippenham gave us a tough fight as we won 4-3 there. An 80th minute winner from Yadu Mambo, giving us a progression through there. And then again, a few more wins. Ramsgate, we beat them 2-1, putting us through to the official FA Cup first round. Then came our first defeat, a 5-0 thrashing to Hayes and Yedding. This baffled me, because look at their match stats. It says it's an evenly fought match. Maybe you could say, oh, you know, Hayes and Yedding had a few more shots and shots on target. Maybe they deserved a win. 5-0? No. Abysmal performances from everyone in this game. Because we should have done enough to score. Because in this level of football, normally if you get a chance, you're more likely going to score it because, well, the level of goalkeeping is shocking. So there's not much of a defence up there. But we were just abysmal. And actually, if we're going to stats and you see the clear-cut opportunities, you'd still say pretty evenly fought match. They had 6 clear-cut opportunities. Okay, they probably took 4 or 5 of them. You know, they probably took a half chance as well too. But still, you'd say Hayes and Yedding shouldn't have won 5-0 based on that. Just a shocking result. Really was so surprised with that. And I thought we were going to start going on a poor run, as it can happen. You know, you come off that amazing high, suddenly you get an embarrassing defeat. Morale's all over the place. The team don't know how to, you know, respond to the defeat because they've not done it all season. So it was quite a good time to play Concord Rangers. As I said, they are a tough team, so I didn't really know what to expect going into it. And it was a tight match, but we managed to get 2 goals from Manigan and West popping up, giving us a result and putting us back on target. So after that, Gillingham, FA Cup first round, good game. Managed to get a draw against them, putting us through to a replay. We were very fortunate to get the draw, yes, but I felt if we could get them to our place, it'd give us more of an opportunity to go on and maybe get the win. And then in the actual replay, we end up losing 3-0, so, you know, that wasn't true. Akin Fenwar came along and just beasted us. So that was a really disappointing defeat. But then came the poor run in which we're currently still on. We lost to Basingstoke 3-1. We lost to Dartford 2-1. A game I felt should have done a lot better in. Again, a bit of an unlucky defeat. 2 late goals in the last 10 minutes. Should have been able to hold out though. Really should have been a victory for us. And then Franborough 1-1. Whitehawk, which is a big game because they're up there battling with us. To lose to them 3-1. Should not be happening really. Bath 4-1. I thought maybe we're back on form, and then as of very recently, we've lost 1-0 to Sutton United. So great start to the season. A little bit of a slump now as we enter the middle stage of the season, as the second, third. But as we can pull ourselves out of it, I'm sure we can go on and win this league. I mean, based on how we started the year, clearly, if we can get on a run, we will be near unstoppable. Just have to get there, and that's quite abysmal attendance. I just noticed that 62 people rocked up to watch us lose 5-0. God, Hayes and Yedding have no following. But yeah, that's how the fixtures have gone. We'll have a look at some stats for the players. Who should we point out? Levitt with 8 assists, West with 8 assists. No top goal scorer, but we've been sort of rotating through the attackers because, I don't know, our strikers sort of struggle to score. Especially with Manigan out now, it's difficult to find someone to just step up and be the man to find the back of the net. Brandon Hall, our backup third choice goalkeeper, with the best conceded record in the league, 0 so far. Nice one. But who is our top goal scorer in comparison to the league? Michael West, who is not even who is our right attacking midfielder. He's been really important this year, Michael West. Such a good player. Again, shouldn't be even playing at this level. They've got some incredible players, Ebbsfleet. So hopefully we'll, you know, get to a level where he can be really comfortable. Maybe in League One. Hopefully one day he'll be still here and getting goals and assists for us. Team-wise, I think we'll go a little bit in the team. What's our salary per annum compared to people? We're currently the second highest. Nowhere near Eastleigh, who are underperforming this season massively. They're down in, 4th? Not having a good year for them. And they actually started the season, if I go on past positions, they were really poor. They're only now getting up there. So Eastleigh, surprisingly playing poor. Average attendance, what is our average attendance? Highest in the league, 839. Not a bad record. Be interesting to see what happens if we get promoted, how much that will grow. Obviously, we're not going to get a sellout. What am I even looking? But I think I've covered pretty much what I want to. We're going to finances, and then I'll point out a few key players from the squad, and we'll have a look at their stats. So, not doing too bad financially. As you see, we're starting to climb up. I think that was a big boost from like the FA Cup and a few of them things, but hopefully we'll continue to rise. We're currently in approaching a transfer market, so it'll be interesting to see if I can get any things done. There are, of course, positions I'm unhappy with that I want to try and improve, but yeah, as you can see, currently we're suffering from quite a lot of injuries, which is worrying. But again, I'll point out some key players. So you already know about Michael West, been an incredible player for us so far. Hopefully he'll continue in the second half of the season. Stacey Long has been doing all right for us. Got some really good stats from him. 28 years of age. Not got pace, but really from what I'm playing him as, He just needs to really spray the ball about, and that's what he's doing. That's what he's achieving so far. Who else has been a pretty key player? Ben May's let me down a lot. So has he. Mambo's been pretty good as well. The two centre-backs overall have both been good. Mambo's not on a contract, so I'm worried that people may come after him. We'll have to see, though. If someone does come after him, of course, I'll offer him a deal, but Mambo's been a good player, and so has Lorraine. He has been really good this year. 2 goals so far, as you see, scored in one of the cup games. I think it was against Dartford, was it? Yeah, it was against Dartford. But he's been good. They've all been defending pretty well, these two. The full back position worries me because we play Sessegnon, who is not a good player in any way. And as you see, we played Purchase for his first game because he's the backup player, and he's played abysmal. So it's been a bit of a shocking position that. And as you see, the squad depth's pretty poor as well because we've got a lot of injuries. But if you look at the starting 11, it's not good. It really isn't. But someone else I want to point out as well, actually, Dominic Green, not got the best ratings and stats on him, but when he's played all right. He's played well. He's done what needs to be done. And in the end, at this level, that's what you need. If you've got someone that's playing well who hasn't got the best stats, just keep playing him because he's doing what needs to be done and he's achieving what needs to be achieved. So this is it for now, guys. What I will do is I'll meet you back for the end of season update, where hopefully we'll have a promotion in our hand, maybe even a title. It'd be nice to win this league because it just helped reputation grow, which will mean more players available for the next season, where hopefully we'll be in this Skrill Premier. But yeah, until then, guys, peace out.